Welcome to FMA Talk Live. I'm your host, Datu Tim, Modern Arnese's Tribal Chief. How are you all doing out there? So this is the season finale. My co-host should be here. Just waiting for him to log in. But how's everyone been doing? I know it's been a little sporadic, to say the least. Been real crazy on my end. I've been traveling quite a bit. Let me do this. I'm doing a couple different things at once here. Let me share this. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, hold on. Okay, good. I'm sharing that there. So, all right. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm going to close that. Okay, listen. So while everyone's watching, please do me a favor. When you make your comments, say hello. Let me know what part of the world you are calling in from. We said a lot of things are going on right now. You might notice there's a little something behind me over here, over there. So we're in the process of adopting another fur baby. And I had to get out one of the crates. Hopefully I will be providing a home. Oh, for some reason, PG Ty says the link is not working. So I'm going to send him another one, and hopefully that will fix it. But we'll see what's what. You know, haven't done this in a while, so obviously the technology is just a wee bit off. They've got all these new things that threw my thing out of whack. Let me see here. What can I do? Invite a guest. Yeah, is that the same? That's the same. I'll see what's what. Hopefully he'll log in shortly. What's a show without having a little technical difficulty here and there? Oh, that is what I thought it was. Yep. Hey there.
There we go. Sorry.
Was that the email or the other link that I just sent you?
That was the one you just sent in the second time in the messenger. Yeah, the other one ended in a U, and neither of those worked. That was weird. But I also didn't get here till just now. So
okay. How you doing?
Good enough. Tired. How are you doing?
Not bad. You got a little echo. I don't know if how's my audio?
Oh, your audio's good. My my thing is not attached. So
I hate when your things get detached. It makes things for a bad experience.
Let's see if I can do this.
So people are beginning to start viewing.
Okay.
Trying to do multiple things. So, of course, many phone updates, many computer updates since the last time we've had a show.
Right.
And, PG Ty had moved, since he's done at least one show from his new abode, but I don't think we've done more than one or two.
A few.
And all I know is my computer gets all these updates, and every time it does an update, it's a cluster afterwards.
Yep.
But hey, what can I say? It is what it is. And then, of course, I've got all of my. Does that remember? No, this doesn't remember anything. I've got my lighting's all messed up, and it is what it is. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Try this one more time.
But you can hear me fine now?
Password. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
All right, so everybody, this is our season finale.
Mm-hmm.
And I was explaining to everybody, I've got a crate in the back here because, well, I'm adopting another fur baby. We've been looking at a couple dogs, and of course, every time we find one we like, it is taken before we have the opportunity to get to it. So this Friday we will meet with our new puppy Orion. Hopefully.
Orion. Okay. Nice.
That's its name. We're not going to change it. And then we were looking at its siblings,
mm-hmm.
and then they told us that they don't send siblings together.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that at the party.
Yep.
And so of course we were all at my Christmas party this weekend. Okay. Here we go. This works. Oh man, it's still okay. They're all there. All right, this is making my hair white, so I'm gonna change this.
My hair is not white.
It bleaches my hair out, so it looks like I match you.
There you go.
But yours is a choice.
That's right.
You've chosen to shave your head.
Yeah.
That's our story, and that's what we're sticking to.
There we go. That's better.
Okay. All right. Now we're getting back to normal.
Yep. Well, to get hit the ground.
And Dobson, there you go.
Oh, good.
Hold on there. Great to be here. Glad, Tim. How was your ride home, by the way, Ty?
Oh, easy. Better than the ride up. A little bit of snow, but actually, as soon as we left Buffalo, there was really no more snow coming down.
Okay, so here's the deal. We've had so much stuff going on since the last time. We were thinking about doing multiple things, but tis the season, which makes it very hard for us to do stuff. So we're going to wrap a whole bunch of things up in a nutshell. This past weekend, we had a phenomenal seminar. It is our yearly Praces Our Niece community event. We've been doing this, I think, since like 2017 or so.
Or earlier, maybe. Yeah.
Or earlier. Okay, what breed? It is a mixed mark. Janice, what's the breed of Orion?
Black Lab and Shepherd.
It's a Lab Shepherd mix. So,
cool.
Cool dog. Evidently he's a ham. We're gonna find out. Perfect for me. Because I'm a ham.
Nice.
And then John Harrison. Hey, hello. How you doing, sir? And hello to all. And Tim. Oh, that's Matt. We know Matt.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to do something I've been really trying to prevent from a long time. I'm kind of be snacking a little while we're here because it's been
one of those days.
A rough day. And then, yeah. And Tim, perfect mix. Okay.
Yeah,
I try not to snack while we're on here. One of our viewers, who's a good friend of mine, kind of made some comments about it, and they were right. But this is the finale of season 5.
Wow.
So I'm allowed to have a off day. So, what we were doing this, like I said, for years, and what it is, and it started off me doing stuff where I would do a 1 hour free, YouTube, no, Facebook seminar. To my knowledge, I was the first to do a live seminar on Facebook. And the funny thing is, 2 weeks later, Defense Lab did one as well. So at least I know it was the first our niece seminar. So then, I think the next 2 years. So let's see. I would say at least 17. Because 19, I think, was the last year we did a normal one. because we were doing all on YouTube as community event free.
Okay. Yeah.
And then COVID hit.
Right.
And after COVID hit, we switched it to Google Meet because then I had that technology, and we combined it with Facebook Live. So if you haven't saw the seminar, you've got Punong Guro Tye and Craig who are on there, and myself. So they're all done in 3 chunks. So it's 3 1-hour sessions or ish. So they're very digestible. You can easily check it out and go from there.
You might have to turn up the volume. We're going to fix that later.
Yes. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, but you can hear.
Yeah. So nice mix. Good. Thank you. I missed you guys. Yeah, we missed everybody here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back, Tim and PG Ty. Oh, wait, look at this. I'm glad you're me. Me first. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that. So, I mean, say, how was your trip? Which one?
I was going to say.
I'm going to tell you. Okay, so first of all, let me give you a little breakdown of what's been going on, because I think it's been a long time since we've done a show. And for the record, even with all the time we've missed, this is the 21st show of the year.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think we did a phenomenal. I think we got a lot in there.
I think some seasons that was some of our seasons before anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Ish.
So let's go back. Let's go back in time. Wayne's World, if you for those from reference. Okay. All right. So October, first weekend, the 4th, I hosted the World FMA Championships here in Buffalo, or World Seek-Around Championships and FMA Championships. Had Team Philippines stay with me for a week, or members of them. So that was the 4th, and the 5th, that was the Saturday, Sunday. The 8th, the Wednesday, shot over to Barbados, taught down there. Got back home on the 13th, which was Columbus Day weekend. That was a Monday, actually. And then, what happened? On the 16th, I flew down to Orlando for the Maya conference. Got back. Was supposed to do something the weekend of the 25th. There was a community event, which we ended up not doing because too much stuff was going on there. Oh, someone got the Wayne's World. There we go. So then the 29th of October, I hopped on a plane, went to the Philippines, got back on the 11th of November, which was a Tuesday. Then all these weird people showed up at my house, including this guy. So that's on the 11th. They all showed up on the 13th, which is the Thursday. And Friday, we drove to Salem, Massachusetts, did a seminar, got back at some godforsaken hour Monday morning. I think it was 3:30.
Yeah, that was a good. That was a good trip though, and also I think a good seminar and camp, combined for the weekend.
And we'll talk about that. So that's the 17th. We got home on the 20th. I hopped on a plane for Germany. Got back on the Monday, and then that week was Thanksgiving. So we did Thanksgiving on Thursday and did actually a function during the day, and then went then Thanksgiving. Then Friday drove up to Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, and did the Southern Ontario Modernist Camp. Got back Sunday night, and then which leads us into this past weekend, where people started showing up at my house on the 4th. We did the community event on Saturday and seminars. And then I went to jiu-jitsu in Canada this morning, and then I go to a tournament this Saturday, and that is my last martial arts function. I have a function on Sunday I'm doing, and then I'm done for a couple weeks. Actually, I'm done until the last weekend of January.
That's still pretty busy, especially during the holiday season.
So, good evening, gents. Okay, Joe, Lennon, there we go.
Hey, Joe.
Matt, so what are you trying to say? You guys was a tripping? LOL. And then, Wayne's World, John. Yeah. So let's talk about one that we did together. I mean, this weekend, the one we just got done doing was great. Every year, it's a blast.
Yeah.
We train during the day. It's free for the community, whether you show up in person or not. And then what we'll do is we do a Christmas party at night. The out-of-towners, they kick in some money for pizza and wings. The locals, they bring a plate of food because it's a potluck dinner. It was small this year because I was gone so much. I didn't get to promote as much as I normally would. There's some other conflicts with people, just the biggest thing is I was gone and didn't promote it. I left people in charge while I was gone. They did a great job while I was gone. Unfortunately, they had to do their load plus mine. So, and this stuff I should have had in place a long time ago. So that's all on me. Lead from the front, not from the rear. Delegate responsibility on my shoulders, and because the problem starts from the top and down. So, as an example, we had a refugee from another modern earnings group. I gave them more credit than I should have for knowing material. I'm going to say it. They were taught improperly. And I went to run a test because I trusted them. They could do things. And it was a train wreck. And I asked them all these things. It was on the yellow and orange belt material. I'm like, and I had to apologize to everybody. I'm like, listen, this is on me. I should have double checked because they all knew where they were coming from. And they all know the reason why it went the way they did. And I can easily point fingers at these other groups, but these three fingers are pointing back at me because I should have did my due diligence. I should have checked the person. I've always considered myself having a higher standard than the other organizations. And one of the compliments we've been getting, for years, and while we were up in Salem, which is the one we're going to talk about, where people were complimenting us on how organized we are, how well laid our format is, how we present. Like when we showing up, we all have a uniform-ish that we wear. We'll all wear the same golf shirts. Maybe our bulls might be different colors, but it's still the same, or there's like 3 shirts that we wear. And we're like, hey, listen, we're going cargo pants and golf shirts today. Okay, we've got that similar look. Maybe the logo on the front left chest might be slightly different or a different color, but it's all the same. We all have the same belts when it comes to that and stuff of that nature. But at the end of the day, all of this was my fault. It was nobody else's fault because I should have did my due diligence more, and it's changed. So the same thing with this. I was gone. I let things go slip through the cracks. John, I'm going to put a note on here, but I would love to go to Brisbane, Australia.
Sure.
I would absolutely love it. I just need someone to have me out for a seminar. That's not a subtle hint.
Australia's great. Been decades since I've been there, and that was just for family travel.
You bastard. I've never been. I'm so jealous.
Pretty cool.
In a good way.
No, gotcha. In New Zealand. Anyway, all these other countries, all these great people. I mean, it as you know, right? It's great to see people doing this stuff, or just to see the areas wherever you get to go. So I know you would love to go where anybody wanted you. So if you could.
Right now, we're talking about doing the World Championships in India, Kashmir. I'm very bummed out because I will not be going. Mm-hmm. The reason why I will not be going is that there's a level 4 travel advisory for America. Actually, there's 8 countries that have travel advisories going. I want to go to every country out there. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. I want to see the world, literally.
Yep.
Which is another reason why I don't like going to the FMA festival. Not that it's not a good event in the Philippines. It's a very good event if you don't like traveling, because you go to one location, they bring all the teachers to you. But when I go to the Philippines, I just don't sit and just stay at a beach. I go everywhere I can. Our last trip together was phenomenal. Luzon, Iloilo, Cebu. Mm-hmm. We had a blast. Every couple of days we were on a plane or train or on, well, no trains. There's a plane, no boats, a lot of grabs or taxis,
Right. Well, I think so actually they could go back and watch the episode where we talked about that, but also if you checked our threads, you would see a lot of neat pictures and training thoughts and excerpts like that. And, so a lot of times we put those together, or Datu does, where you can maybe tag along depending on, how it's set up.
So we've got, lately I've been going every 6 months. So if anyone wants to come along on a trip, there's always open opportunities, but we are planning one for February 2027 to go as a group, which we usually do every other year. Sometimes we've had to reschedule due to other things going on in the world and life.
Yep.
But we'll talk about that more as we go on in the new season. So Tim made a mistake. So what? All make mistakes. I forgive you. Then forgive yourself. Pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and move on.
Yeah. Learn. Yeah. It's not a mistake so much if you learn from it anyway.
It's a learning opportunity. As long as nothing's broken.
Yep.
And no one gets hurt. And even those ones we learn from, but really not a big problem when no one gets hurt. And of course, it's not just the body. We also don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't care what people think of me. I don't care if we disagree, but that's not me being callous and trying to hurt other feelings in the process. It's that I am who I am, and either you're going to accept me or not. But just because I don't like what you're saying or disagree with what you're saying doesn't mean I have to be mean about it. But that's just me. So Salem, Massachusetts. I think that was a phenomenal event. Ty, why don't you take some point on that?
Well, I mean, it's the neat thing is a couple things. One is one day is devoted to all FMA, and the next day is Modern East centric. So that's cool. You can see lots of friends from not only our Modern East brethren and sistren, but also our friends from related styles. The other thing is of course the Williams and John Savage and all of their people are just awesome hosts. They all do part of the hostings, and May goes out of her way to make you feel like family and welcome. And that progresses on to everybody that's attending, right? Everybody that I talked to had a blast in a very inclusive way. Very, very happy across the board. It was really nice. Lots of good training, of course. Lots of good sharing. Lots of great times. People working together from all different styles. They mixed it up and changed partners like they should. And had some of the standard. We had us. So it was Datu Tim, myself, Craig. We had Rich. The Williams, right? Mike and May Williams. We had Spencer G was out there for the first day and also did some stuff the next day. Stephen Lefebvre, Dean Franco. So a lot of great folks and a lot of great training. I mean, I can't really say much more than that. And great food too, by the way.
So I mean, we went out and had food, on our own. We spent a couple days at Outback Steakhouse, but we also went over to May's. Okay, so Mike and May have a school that was about 10 minutes away from the venue. So we actually did this at a hotel. So they definitely leveled up what was going on. So it was great. We did all that. And then there was an after camp shindig.
Yep, that's what I was talking about.
So May had prepared all of this food for us. And, so we which led us into leaving extremely late. And then I had a WECAF meeting on the way home. So, because if for those who haven't known, I am now the U.S. Secretary of WECAF. I am the Secretary of WECAF USA. I don't wear a skirt.
And at that after party, there was karaoke again for those that didn't get to enjoy karaoke the other times.
So I did not do kung fu fighting.
That's true.
I was forced once again to do faithfully. Let's see. I'm a bit mad, Tim, because he wasn't sharing his yummy snackage. Okay, there we go. But I did start off with Teddy Swims with Lose Control. I think that was the song. Yeah. Listen, if you're gonna do Filipino martial art, okay. First of all, I hear people say, "Well, how could it be Filipino martial arts without good food?" Well, first of all, I keep saying first of all. Let me be clear. That's racist. I'm going to say why that's racist. Because all martial arts events should have food. I don't care if it's food, karate, kung fu, karate, taekwondo, Filipino martial arts, all these arts. We should all be going out for food afterwards, no matter what it is. So I've heard people make comments about that, and to make it sound like only Filipino martial arts goes out for food and does stuff. Now, I will say this. When you're around the Filipinos, they have a tendency of cooking like there's no tomorrow. That's a cultural factor, and they kick ass, and I am so happy to embrace that because I get to benefit from that aspect. May puts on a good spread. The soup was really good, and then they'll get treats from local vendors, special donuts and all this other stuff, and you never know what's going to be on the menu, which is phenomenal. But we left late, and then I had a week-half meeting on the way home, and I was supposed to do it in the vehicle. We were having some issues, and then we just ended up having an hour stop at we were taking a rest center break, washroom, snacks, and then it just ended up being an hour later. So, but it was great material. Let me get the list out because I know you missed one person at least.
I'm sure I did. Maybe more.
So it was Mike and May, which now Mike Williams officially is a grandmaster.
That's right.
So by Nene Tortal of the Kiri Tertia system, and then from there.
And he would never announce it. So
no. He is too humble to say
announced it, which is I'm glad they did because we wouldn't have known because Mike wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, no, it was business as usual for him.
Right, exactly.
It's like, okay, whatever. I'm still doing whatever, you guys. I'm just doing me. Okay. So Mike and May both taught. We had Spencer G. We had Steve LaFave. We had. I'm leaving the three of us till the end. Pentados was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that was it besides then Master Rich Parsons.
Yep.
Of Balintuak. And then the three of us representing Craig, Ty, and myself representing the Praces Family Systems. So that was a good time. The cool thing is the person who has been invited to teach next year, which I'm not telling anybody because it's not confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's confirmed, then we'll have a talk.
Mm-hmm.
But until that's said, I'm not going to tell anybody because I don't want people getting all excited. And then if there's a schedule conflict with this, I'll tell you one part. It's a guy.
Mm-hmm. And it would be their first time.
It would be their first time. There's two big hints.
Yep.
2 big hints.
And folks love this person.
He lives in North America. There we go. There's another. So that's it. That's all I get. Because anything, if I start giving more, it'll give it away. So not a 10th degree black belt or not a grandmaster isn't. That is an Asian. That's a Japanese Okinawan thing. The degrees. There are other systems that don't necessarily follow that procedure.
Right.
Balintuak Eskrima, if we do the original system, so the original lineage is from Anchan Bakan. He is the founder of the arts. Everything else are derivatives of that, just for the record. He was the founder, and it was real simple. You were either the student or you were the teacher. That was it. He was the teacher, and then and then he wasn't the Grand Master. That status he evolved into that. He was just the guy that had a club. He was part of the Dulce Parra school, went on his own. After World War II, and the Saavedras were which the Saavedras who were teaching the art were killed during World War II. And then, he just started doing his own thing. And eventually the art became, and it was actually the self-defense club on Dulce Parra or on Balintawak Street. So it wasn't even the art of Balintawak, it was the location, and eventually it became Balintawak. So, so we can go all down those paths and talk about all that stuff, but that will digress. But some systems don't use belts whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
even some Okinawan and Japanese, your 10th degrees are hanshis, but not necessarily grandmasters. It depends.
Now, and this is where we run into. I appreciate this, but to me, Grandmaster is a position to me, not a title or rank. That being said, I am not going to be hypocritical. I was promoted to Grandmaster by Ernesto Preces with rank. I think I was the only Western student of Remy's, to my knowledge, that happened to. Mm-hmm. And I was given rank and the title of Grandmaster. So in Kombatan, 7th or 8th and 9th, you're a Grandmaster, and then 10th, you're GGM. So when Ernesto, he promoted me to 9th degree, and he said something very, very interesting to me, because he goes, I can't promote you in my brother's art, which is Remy Preces and Modern East, but I can promote you in mine, which is Ernesto Preces Kombatan Eskrima. Mm-hmm. So my Grandmaster, I'm the first to tell people my Grandmaster title comes from Kombatan. Now he had told me the in 2011, when we were showing up for the third camp that I'd been to, unfortunately he passed away before then, and I allegedly was supposed to get the final promotion, whatever that means, because I don't know how that works, because he was the 10th degree black belt, so I don't know how you would promote me. Hey, Craig, how you doing, sir?
Hey, Craig, long time no see.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't forget to download your lesson from the seminar.
That's right.
But if you did, I've downloaded them all. So but before I digress, that's not every system used 10 degrees, not every system uses the same structure, mm-hmm. stuff of that nature. So it's all, but Grandmaster, that was, I don't know what they do in Dakiti Tertia, so I can't tell you. But he got a diploma that says on it Grandmaster. Mm-hmm. So congratulations on that. I think everyone did a great job at what they were doing. Yep. And the cool thing is this. We all have our own methods that we prefer, gravitate towards. Different systems. Now we all have our own little thing, and the other styles that were represented aren't necessarily styles that speak to me, which isn't bad. It just, there's a lot of arts I've been exposed to, and modernity speaks to me. Mm-hmm. Balintawak speaks to me. Kombatan speaks to me. All three of them are related together. Mm-hmm. Balintawak fed into modern, and Kombatan comes from modern. But I've been exposed to a lot of different arts. I've done Dakiti Tertia. I've got rank in that. And hey, sir, how are you doing? Hope you enjoyed the seminar. Actually, I know he enjoyed the seminar because he thanked us. Awesome. But the I appreciate other arts. There's a lot of arts I'll do, but like Dakiti Tertia doesn't speak to me. I appreciate all the stuff they're doing. Serrata doesn't speak to me. I appreciate what they're doing. And you notice I didn't say anything negative about them, because it's just not my taste. You know, Ty does kung fu. Guess what? He doesn't like Chinese food.
Chinese food. I like Chinese martial arts, just not Chinese food.
Okay, you know. Do you like Italian?
Yep.
There we go. We have something in common. I love Chinese food, and I don't do Chinese martial arts, but
there you know,
but
I don't do Italian fencing.
There you go. Apples to oranges. You know, so this isn't all necessarily a bad thing per se, you know. Now, but the cool thing was I appreciate everyone's presentation. I think everyone picks. Oh, Dean Franco was there.
Yep,
it's rough when you don't have the list in front of you.
Yeah, I did say him though. So between us, I think we got everybody.
Okay, but you know, everyone's got their own thing, and I picked up something from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It may not have been material; it may have been presentation. I've had that with some of Remy's students that actually started before me. I don't remember his name, but the guy who did the Mississippi summer camp, which was the first summer camp I went to. It was in 1986. It was a one-off camp, and I'll have to pick that up. It was a one-off camp, and years later, and this is 86. So after Remy passed away, he attended a camp that I was teaching at Ernie's in Jacksonville, Florida.
Mm.
And he was talking to Ernie afterwards, and Ernie goes, "Man, hey, you impressed that guy. What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, I've seen all this stuff before." I go, "Well, of course he had, because he started before me." He goes, "But I really like Tim's progressions and his delivery systems." I'm like, "Oh, now that was a huge compliment." You know, because it's not about, listen, like we do the angles of attack. I do them in a different order now than I used to start, because it's a better delivery system. And we can get into arguments why. I still can do the old ones the original way. And when you talk about it, it makes perfect sense. And I have friends that go, "Tim, I love that idea. It's phenomenal, but I'm going to do it the original way." Oh, why? Because it's in my motor memory. It's too hard for me to change. I'm like, I get that. But I only change the order. All the angles are still the same, just in a different sequence. And nothing that we do in the art requires us to do the angles of attack in any particular order. They just need to be consistent for safety, that everyone knows, you know, our number 5 in modern has always been a poke to the belly. Well, in my new counting system, it's a forehand strike to the knee. You know, the 8 is the poke for, because we do all the strikes first and all the stabs last. And, you know, and when you see that, it's like, okay, that I get what you're saying. All right, here we go. Hello from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Really love your content. Thank you so much.
Nice.
And were you part of the seminar? And if not, everybody, look for next year's seminar.
That's right.
Because that's going to be.
And also, if you're trying to catch this one on the replays of the live, remember the Facebook Live ones disappear after 30 days. So you want to grab
so
those.
Go to Datu. So it's over on Datu Hartman Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only place it's on, because I did Facebook Live. So
I shared them from mine, but it still references back to yours.
Yeah,
but yeah. So they're shared a bunch of places, but that you can find them. The home is, of course, Datu Tim Hartman.
All right, here we go. So next year, December 5th, unless I change the weekends to the next weekend, which would be the 12th. But generally, we're going to talk about some stuff, because my November already filled up, and it may have filled up even more since I last talked to you, which was yesterday. Actually, no, I think we did talk about it. I might be going to a couple other countries, so might do that. Okay, so let's do this here. What exactly is the strange sounding word? The sound of something like Pikachu. Okay, Pikachu. I wonder if he's making fun of Pikiti Tertia.
Oh, maybe.
Is that what you're saying, Matt? Pikiti Tertia sounds like Pikachu? If you chop off the leg trying to do a bladed sword form, or kata, LOL. Okay. All right. So But great event. Look forward to doing it next year. I think for all y'all can make it, that'd be an amazing event. It's getting bigger every year. The hotel was a good touch.
Yeah.
And so easy where everyone stays in the hotel and just goes down to the lobby and goes to the convention area and boom, you're there.
Well, that, and you had the room where the classes were, and you had some side rooms for little breakout things.
Yeah.
Or
and
just,
then the
catching up.
foyer they could hang out. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
I had a lot of merchandise there. Others had merchandise there. So it was a great place to pick up some swag.
Yeah. It worked out real well.
No, it was top notch. Now, let's talk about the Philippines.
I was going to say one thing on the Modern East Day. It was really fun. I'll just personal note. I had really a lot of fun doing a co-session with PG Craig, and we bounced off each other. I did one thing, he did another thing. It was all built off of what some of our inserts for trapping hands and Decadena. So that was a lot of fun to bounce off each other, and I think it kept a lot of good energy for everyone.
Gotcha. Yep. No, it was a really good time. I'm looking at this.
And PG Craig put up with me really well, which is, trying for anybody at best.
Interesting. Things I'm seeing here. Interesting stuff. Okay, so Philippines.
Yeah.
So this trip was different. I wanted to go, but I didn't plan on going. There was a couple of things. So Bobby Tabuada came to my birthday camp.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, made it very hard for me not to go to the Philippines. It actually made it impossible for me not to go.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So I was trying to do my best to do it, but I was still on the fence whether I was going to be able to make things happen or not. So, we're hanging out. And I pulled the trigger on it. And so I went to Manila, then I went to Cebu, and then back to Manila and came home. That's the trip. But good, bad, and indifferent stuff happened. So the bad was there was 2 typhoons. One was a super typhoon.
Mm-hmm.
So Cebu got hit one of the days that people were there. Now, the official camp was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Or actually, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because testing was on Sunday. But there was activities going all week long. People got there on Monday. There was training and then day trips left and right. Unfortunately, some people didn't listen to some of the recommendations of the hosts and got stuck on other islands and couldn't make it back for the banquet. And that was the whole thing. So the thing was, Cebu was all about Grandmaster Bobby's birthday camp. It was a huge camp. He released his new book, which I'm one of the people in the book. I got there after the first typhoon. The amount of garbage in the streets was terrible. The stuff that people were throwing out after the typhoon, there was like piles and piles. If for those who saw The Fifth Element, when they were in the the spaceport and they had all that wall of garbage, it was a little reminiscent of what I saw over there.
Wow.
Not 14 feet tall, but still, nonetheless, there was good. I mean, up and down the streets, just lines of garbage, 2-3 feet deep. I mean, it was all pushed together in a certain area, but still, it just, And then I saw people picking through it. I'm like, So I got there afterwards. I have no clue if there was any loss of life in the typhoons. And I'm not telling the trip in chronological order. I'm just going to go through the highs and the lows, and there's so I got there after the typhoon. I spent a little time over at Doce Par's headquarters with Gerald Cañete.
Nice.
It was funny. So the event that we were at was in this hotel connected to the mall, Robinson's Mall. And he goes, "Hey, do you want to meet for coffee?" Well, yeah, let's meet. Okay, I'm in the mall. Okay. Oh, great. Okay, I'm in the mall now. Great. So am I. Where are you at? I'm like, hey, what mall are you at? Well, I'm at SM. Oh, I'm in Robinson's.
Nice.
I'm like, I'll be right there because it's only 5 minutes away. Got a grab, shot over. Then we hung out. We talked week half business and other stuff. Then he was going to take me back to the hotel, but first we went to his house and dropped his children off. And he was inviting me in, and I'm like, I didn't really want to go in because his house got hit, and the headquarters got hit, which was right next door. So I ended up going up for a minute. I just didn't. He kept talking about how bad it got hit, and I just don't want to put people in there and they're like, excuse the mess. And we've all had those moments. I'm like, there's no excuse. Right. There's no. I mean, listen, the excuse is
no worries.
By a typhoon. Boom, you don't need my permission or my, or my anything, So in the meantime, this tells you what kind of a guy Gerald Cagnette is. Grandmaster.
Such a great guy and very gracious.
Well, turns out 10 of his athletes' homes got hit and they weren't safe. He had them living at HQ.
Wow.
So Grandmaster Day of the camp shows up, and I'm one of the instructors, one of the Grandmasters, and Gerald Cagnette comes up, and his people are there. And in the meantime, I sold. I had some Kamagong I was selling, and we were selling it to Westerners, so we were doing U.S. funds. So I gave him just shy of 5,000 pesos, which is a little under $100. The money I got from that, I go, here, and I just this is for your athletes. Feed those kids. Not that they weren't being fed, but I wanted to help out. And they really appreciated it. So it made me feel good because I actually did something. There was one kid that was hanging around the mall that Chris Nally was hanging around, and they're all kicking in money, and they're like, as I'm leaving, I'm leaving the aisle, and I'm like, hey, so this the kid? This the guy? Yeah, the guy. So I reached in my pocket, and I had probably 1,000 pesos, and I just shook his hand and put the money. And so it was like a 10-year-old kid who they were feeding like almost every day, and there's out and I know there's some scammers over there, but this was vetted, and I helped him out, and asked for nothing, just say, hey man, see you later. Hey, so, and then I left and I grabbed my stuff and I went to the airport. So those are the stuff where I felt that was good to help. So my session was amazing. And I mean, like I made one minor mistake. I showed a technique and I said, okay, you can leave your stick, just have one. That was a mistake because when people had nothing in their hand, they didn't know which one to use. And it was from a stick and stick encounter. So I should have probably just said there, grab with your left, keep the stick in your right, and then that would have been, whatever. So, but I had a lot of good compliments directly and feedback from others. I was not part of the seminar. Do you offer online classes? Funny you should mention that. Because I just added a special here.
Oh, good.
Hold on, let me pull this up because I just my cyber sale for the end of the year. It's not a black anything sale; it's just a sale. But
black heart.
Yeah, because I've got a dark heart here. So for those who are interested, I do virtual classes 3 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays during the day at noon Eastern time. And then I do a 7 p.m. class on Wednesday evenings Eastern time. So, but I have a sale going on right here. Here is the link, the checkout page. Y'all go check that out. See what you think.
Is that for the Modern East University?
No, these are virtual classes.
Okay.
So this is Ben. Ben, this is for live online classes. I also offer a streaming. You can also get a hold of me at datutim@gmail.com, and I can send you any information you want. So that's anybody.
Anyway, lots of resources for sure.
Yeah. Plus, both Ty and I have a huge Modern East library on YouTube just by itself.
Free content there too. You could be busy for quite a while just from that.
Yeah. So, good. It was funny because all the grandmasters would run one in. They'd say hello to Bobby, and then they'd be like, "Hey Tim, hey, can we do photos? Hey, I got a book I'm promoting. Can you help me out with that?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, that was cool. So I had that. It was cool. The celebrity status. Matter of fact, oh, I'm glad they did. Our friend from Chicago said he couldn't attend the seminar, but his people enjoyed it.
Nice.
I'm just returning this real quick. Yeah, that's a problem when I can't see. Are your online classes the same as the FMA University? So there are pre-recorded classes I do that you could purchase, or there are online classes, live one that you can participate. So then if you're doing techniques, I can tell you what to do. Hey, use your left, your other left, that.
They're all based on the curriculum as far as getting progression. So in that sense, they're the same-ish, if you will. I think.
So, but I mean, like I said, at Bobby's camp, I was so happy. I hung out with Miguel Ruby. He was the vendor for it. He and I had a blast. I got invited to a Yao Yan gym, and they were fighting for us.
Nice.
So that's the Filipino Thai boxing. And I made a donation. I bought something there. They didn't have channel. Like, just keep the money. I don't care. They're all excited about that. And it's funny. It's just a couple bucks here and there, and to know that just just keep the change kind of can help things, because the extra money goes to their team. It's all about raising money to their team, and I'm thinking what's $5 or something, and to them it's a huge thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad I could help. But I met a lot of cool people, a lot of Bobby's people who I've known, some people who I haven't, and we've talked on Facebook and Instagram, stuff like that. The Grandmasters, we got more contacts for future trips. And we're all busting each other's chops, which is the best part, because you're all smack talking each other in a fun, cool, brotherly, sisterly way. I'm like, this is badass. Perfect. Red Balloons walks by, and I'm hanging out with the other guys, and they get just far enough away to barely hear us go, Red Balloons walk. Ah! Then of course I'm with them, and then another group walks by, and and then we got to hang out with Pontos again from San Miguel. So he and I did some stuff together in front, and people were watching. I'm like, that's cool, it was like a family reunion, and meeting the branches of the family that you haven't met yet as well.
Perfect.
How do you get tested? There's opportunities, Matt. We can always talk about that. So I left the camp early because the super hurricane typhoon was going to run through Luzon, north of Manila, but a super hurricane just doesn't affect the path. It covers huge amount of area covers. So I actually, that reminds me, I got a call to see if I can get a refund because I was trying to get my oh wow. Grandmaster Green, how you doing, sir? I tried to, for the new season, we want to get some guests on our show for 2027 six.
Yeah.
I'll offer you for 2030. What? I don't even know. But Harry Green is a great guy. Filipino martial arts, military combatives, all in one. I'm going to put you on the spot, sir. How would you like to be on the show for the new year? See, this is how we roll. We don't give you a chance. So, right. So while we wait for that answer, I decided to leave early to get back because I didn't want to have a problem because most of my stuff was in Manila. So a lot of people for the camp flew directly to Cebu. I flew to Manila, took care of business there, went to Cebu, went back, got my stuff, and eventually made it to the airport. It was so I didn't get to see the finale of the event and, didn't get to hang out with the mayor or anything like that. But I will say this, people at my hotel, the workers in the hotel in Cebu, which was the first time I stayed there, recognized me. So the social media presence was kicking butt.
Nice.
Which also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy who was staying at the hotel that we did the Mike and May Williams seminar recognized me. This is why I put people on the spot. Excellent. That would be great. Excellent. So our show is 8:30 p.m. This would be in January. Our show is at 8:30 p.m. So Eastern time. So that would be 5:30 p.m. your time. If 5:30 doesn't work, if you can make it by 6 because you're coming from work or something like that, let me know. We'll make things work out. But we do it Monday evenings, and we're planning. The new strategy is twice a month. We like maybe the first weekend and the third weekend. Even then, that's still 24 shows, and if we do more than that, that's great. But we're gonna see because these last 3 months were killing me.
You were traveling a lot.
Yeah, way too much. So while I was in Manila, I want to say the bad thing that happened, or the thing that we knew was going to happen sooner or later. So November 1st is All Saints Day. It is the anniversary of Grandmaster Ernesto Praces' passing. This is 15th anniversary of passing, and I wrote a letter talking about how each teacher has done something different for me. And the things, I'll let you look at that one because I can't really see that one very well. I'll pull it up here. I give each person a credit. And technically there were some things I got from Ernesto, but it was built on modern. So a lot of stuff I already knew. But like the double stick stuff was unique, and he has some new twists and stuff like that on some wallies and stuff like that. But the thing that I really want to thank him for more than anything else was was because of him, I got to the Philippines. So my first trip, he reached out to me and said, "You get yourself there, I'll take care of everything else." Okay. I got myself there, and he flew me down to Negros and housed me and fed me and gave me all this equipment and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then I made it a bi-yearly thing from that point on. And I've had some scheduling issues where, things didn't always work the same way. Something like COVID got in the way. Go figure, That being said, I would not have any of these contacts if it weren't for him, and because he was the one that first time I went with an acquaintance, Rick Manglanong. That was the only time he accompanied me on that trip. I actually think that was the last time he went before his family passed away. So, but I've been going regularly, and you know, like I said, Rick helped me on the first trip, and then all the rest of the trips I've been doing on my own, and you know, none of that would have happened if Ernesto had invited me there. Took me in and took care of me. And then 15 years and he passed away 15 years ago on November 1st. 15 years and a day later, his brother passed away, Roberto Precis, and that was rough. I happened to see it online. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I did a video on it. It was a short video. Then I did an official comment because I needed time to you know,
process,
get through this, you know, because you know that was the last of the Precis brothers, you know, and they were to Filipino martial arts what the Gracies are to BJJ. They had that kind of reach. Now, Roberto stayed home more. He was more of a support man. He did some traveling, but nowhere's near either of his brothers. I mean, no one traveled as much as Remy did. Ernesto did a lot of traveling, but it's still pale in comparison. And Roberto hardly traveled at all compared to that. And here we go. Master Parsons says hello. We were just talking about you.
Mr. Rich. Yep. We were just invoking your name from the Salem thing.
Yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, Rich, that overheating thing, it was a stupid hose clamp. It's all better. But, and that big knocking noise that we heard on the way home, that was the spring of my strut breaking. How do I know? Because I just had to replace the struts on the front end after I got back from Canada. But she's tight now, very tight. So that was a hard pill. You know, I tried talking about it at the camp and didn't go as well as I wanted. You know, I just wanted to say something nice, and you know, it hurt. Still need to be said, but it hurt. Renee Tungsten was supposed to be at Bobby's camp, and he went down to the funeral instead. And like I said, Bobby made it hard for me not to go. So I couldn't go to Negros. There's no way because of what's going on, you know, and our relationship. Hey, Cringe, how you doing? But you know, like I said, it you know, that was the downside. One of the things is on the way to Cebu, the Punong Guro Association, which I'm a member of, asked me to give 2 awards to the Lifetime Achievement Awards for 2025, and who better than the two best friends of Nick Elazar and Bobby Taboada, because they are truly best friends.
Yep. No, that's great that you got to do that for them.
Yeah. We're doing good here, and he's getting an FMA. Where are you located?
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I'm glad of all the people. And so Arnold Narzo, who is also one of the presenters, he was there, and who's coming up to Canada for like a 2-week thing. He's gonna be in Toronto, and they're gonna be shooting around to some schools. So when he comes into Canada, I'm gonna definitely promote the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, San Diego. There should be a fair amount of FMA down there.
Definitely.
So I grabbed Arnold. I go, hey, would you do this with me? He goes, yeah, sure. So I gave him Nick Elazar, and then I did the other one, and it was cool. It was cool. Those are the things I really enjoy, you know, because these guys are living legends. You know, Bobby's the most successful Balintawak man out there. And the second most successful is Nick Elazar, as far as I can tell. Nickel stick is everywhere. I mean, you knew Cy. He was nickel. Well, no, is he nickel?
Yeah, he's nickel stick. Remember they got promoted to grandmaster in that
Okay.
big sloop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I haven't heard from him in a while, but yep. Yeah, no, I knew them both, and we're friends with them both. Certainly, really close friends with Bobby, but friendly with Nick as well.
You know, we get along with all the. You know, it's funny how much of the. Okay, I don't get along with all the Modern East branches. Why? Because when you're in a system that the grandmaster dies or the founder dies, the family goes in different directions. That's the norm. If you don't understand that, look at Parker's Kempo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Modern East community, they talk about the politics and all this other stuff. Well, they don't interact with other communities that are much, much bigger that went through the same thing.
Right.
Gilgamesh and Ru went in several directions. When Tatsuo Shimabuku handed it down to his son-in-law instead of his son, went to Ongi Uezu instead of Kichiro Shimabuku. That things went sideways. Shotokan Gishin Funakoshi. When he passed away, the students named it Shotokan because his pen name was Shoto because he was a poet. But they split. There was Shotokan, then there was Shotokai, and who knows the splitting there. You know, Wing Chun is split in a different direction. I mean, you name it, it's happened.
Yep.
You know, and if it hasn't happened, you guys are going to have it happen sooner or later. You know, people. That's our new shirt. People
didn't say anything.
We'll do it for buy-in. People will go. Why do you have people on your shirt? Because because they don't deserve the rest of it.
That's right. There you go.
They don't deserve the R, and they don't other word as well. Let alone the S for the plural, but that's okay. That's an inside joke, by the way. So, but you know, we get along with, you know, so of course you don't get along with your own. That's all the way it always is. But man, we love hanging out with the Balenciaga people. We hang out with the Dos Pares people. Mm-hmm. Now the San Miguel people. Mm-hmm. And we get along with all these different people. You know, and it's cool. Because I can also sit there when people ask me what someone's like and go, I can't tell you what they're like. I can only tell you how they've treated me.
Right.
And I'm not around a person. I'll sit there and I'll say this. Ty is a cool guy. That I can say. It's not, you know, because we've been through a lot together. You know, we've traveled around the world. We talk to each other. I mean, we do the show. We get to know each. You know, the show has definitely bonded us. We've traveled a bunch of places at the same time, same place. You come up here, boom. Oh, here we go. Have you been to the Philippines? I have friends from. So you must have missed what I was just saying. I just got back from the Philippines. I think that was my 10th or 11th trip. And that's the whole, you know, how we're talking about all the experiences down there.
I've only been 3, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the cool thing. Okay. While I was there, for those who don't know, there's this thing called Juego Todo. Mm-hmm. It's cage stick fighting. Ty and I were at the inaugural event in Virginia in the United States. Now, they've been doing this in the Philippines, but they finally got it here in the States.
Yep.
So, long story short, I was asked to give a review of the event to its founder, Fernand or Papa Goat. As we're doing a Facebook message, so Father Alvin's with me, and we're getting feedback. So here, let me pick up the phone. I went into the hotel lobby so we wouldn't get that feedback. I'm like, we're talking back and forth. I go, so where are you? I'm in the Philippines. I go, okay, so am I. Oh, I didn't know you're here. Yeah. Hey, do you want to meet? Let's meet tomorrow. Sure. So I met, you know, and we talked. And I told him face to face some things, and then I went to the washroom and I came back, and him and the CEO were there, and like, you're really a nice guy. And I'm like, why would you say that? Oh, that's right. You're one of those cuddlers I make fun of. And then we laughed. Well, before I left, I got invited to be, and I accepted. I am now the international ambassador for Juego Todo International. So one of the things I do is my social media, I'm going to leverage that to help promote the event because I think it has I think it has a lot of good potential.
Mm-hmm.
We are working on me being over there during one of their cards so I can be a commentator and celebrity and guest, as well as helping with rule sets. Now, I am not making up the rules for the organization. That is up to Ferdinand. But here's the deal. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone in the Filipino martial art industry who has had exposure to as many different competition rule sets as I have. I have judged tournaments literally around the world. I have competed in, coached for, and officiated tournaments in and I can't say I've done all of these and all. Okay, so I've competed in the Philippines and coached unofficial Linda Polito, but she was okay. She didn't need me. She's on automatic. I've run tournaments, helped run tournaments in Austria, Finland, England, Denmark, and U.S. and throughout the U.S. and Canada. I've also been exposed to traditional karate, to all different Filipino martial art leagues, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I hosted a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament. Surprise! I've cornered in MMA matches. Yeah. So I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things I've done. So I gave him some suggestions like, that's really interesting. I'd really like to talk about this more. So we just didn't have enough time to get into it. But all in all, it was a very, very good experience. I'm very pleased that I was able to go and be part of it. And I want to help promote it. Why did I join WECAF? Because the WECAF I saw in the Philippines in 2024 is nothing like it was before. Because I was attached to that in the 90s. And this is a new WECAF. I think this has the potential of getting to the Olympics. It may not be during my lifetime, but the thing here, it's not about me having to see it there. It's about me helping everyone get it there. And just like Arnis is the national sport of the Philippines, or the national martial sport of the Philippines, Roland Dantes, the actor, bodybuilder, and modern Arnis practitioner, was instrumental on getting that bill passed. But that bill passed after he passed away. It didn't happen. So his efforts paid it forward to future generations. And like I said, I would really love to see it. I would hope before I pass on that I get to see that. But if I don't, it doesn't, even if it happened a decade after I pass on, if what I do today helped get it there, that would make me happy. And I don't need credit for shit. It's just that knowing that it helped out is the whole thing. Just like, why do we do this free event?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's to help future generations.
I was thinking that was 3 hours of, I think, pretty darn good training that we were able to share, and it was a privilege to be able to do that. But I think that it was. I look forward to that when we do every year, giving back and stuff.
Yeah.
And the involvement.
You remember that person I said I'm surprised they didn't sign up? Because they were hosting you know who.
Oh yeah, okay.
And now everyone's gonna be like, "What are you guys talking about?" So you all can try to figure out what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, listen, I've been doing this for years, and here's the thing: I could have done it all by myself, but I want to I want to share. I want us all to have part of this. This goes all the way back to the Marissa Marks seminar we did in Detroit. Who the young girl passed away anyways, but years down the line, and her father needed money, and they were doing a kickathon. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I saw it on Martial Talk, which was a discussion group I used to, a V Bolton group that I used to help manage. I was the one of the two founders of it. And when I saw that it was in Detroit, and I happened to go to Detroit for lessons for Balintwalk, I was like, hey, you know, I'd be more than happy to do a free seminar. But before I did that, I reached out to Rich Parsons, because I knew how political that area could be. And I said that Rich and he agreed. And I said, Rich and I will teach this seminar together. So it's less about me helping. It's an us helping. And it's just bigger and better for everybody. So, you know, so the Voldemort of modern Arnis, me, actually does some nice thing. Actually, although, so I introduced myself as the And here is Dr. Tim, Modern Niece's tribal chief. I mean, inside joke-ish, sort of, kind of. So, and then, you know what I forgot? And then Germany. Germany was good. So I was over at Michael Werner. We're going back. That was about, I would mention the place if I can pronounce it, but it's an hour from Hanover, Germany. I've already booked next year. I'm going back. We did Pontuken and Balintawak both days. Everyone really enjoyed it. We had great times. We had great food afterwards, a lot of fun talking, cleared up some history stuff on both sides. I was able to ask questions like, like one of the questions I asked, I go, I don't want to get political, although it could be an element with this. I go, here, okay, Gabriel Roloff started with Remy before Dieter. Mm-hmm. Gabriel Roloff is small. So why is Dieter so much larger? Mm-hmm. And the thing we came up to is the easiest one. And thank you so much, sir. I was thinking that too. The OTC. That's Roman Reigns, but different. Because I'm a little bigger. I'm more like Fatu. Well, no, I'm more like Rikishi. I'm just joking. I'm not that big yet.
As long as you don't wear his same outfit.
No. But he's so. I mean, and he's Samoan. Although they had him play.
Right.
At one time, they had him play a Japanese. Actually, Yokozuna also is, I think, Samoan, but they had him play a Japanese role. But it is what it is. Yeah, you know it, baby. You know it. Although they got the F out.
That's right.
Yeah, evidently I had family that was in the game at one time. So, I just love giving back. I love that we can do this, and our organization has been known for charity and donating. I mean, you did a phenomenal thing years ago when we raised we, as in I, helped with the flyer and being there, but you did all the bulk lifting of the event for your biggest spring, your fall,
the big one, yeah, Roel Vera. Yep.
Yeah. Now and
his family,
and we don't ask for credit for this stuff. We just do it, and then it's over and done. And it's like, next, let's get and it's not that we want to. It's not like a checklist. We don't want to make it about ourselves. It's not about us. It's about what we're doing.
No, well, in this case, like Roel was a great friend, great guy. Everybody loved him, and his family was great too. So it was a way to give back, but to not only to his family, but also to everybody who loved him. So that was great. And then like I said, we move on and we do the next thing.
It's a big thing, but we don't want to make the big thing about us. The big thing is about the people we're helping, and there's the difference. We're constantly making donations and stuff like that. Before Roberto died, a bunch of us have donated money in person and online and stuff like that. And, we don't need those accolades. I remember the one time we sent money, they sent me a photo with Roberto and the money in his hand, the receipt in the other. I'm like, you don't have to do this. And that photo ended up nowhere. Right. I didn't post it online. I didn't sit there and say, this is what we're doing. I think I did make an announcement on how to help. And actually, I think on Pladar, I think we said, if for those who want to donate directly, reach out to us and I'll get you the contact, because I didn't want it coming through my hands here's the bitter side. I know there's some people who've collected money on behalf of things with the Price's family and took the credit for doing all this stuff and not sharing, sharing things. I mean, it's like when I do a seminar, I say, you do a great seminar. I go, well, I've had the benefit of training with some of the best martial artists in the world. I share the credit. People, Tim, you gave me all this money. Others donated as well. We this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, but I'm part of the equation. I'm not the only. It's not just me. It's all of us. So, and I just that's what I really try to push and stuff like that. So it's good that we can do these things, and that seminar is really a great one. I mean, the one I like to push also is we do a Stick It to Hunger, where we do a sparring and karate sparring day, stick fighting and sparring of all types, striking, stick fighting, and grappling. And we helped out the West Seneca Food Bank, and that I will say I'll put online and put a post up there quick, and then that's it. The other thing, but I mean, either way, I still like it's a good cause. It helps out, and being part of the board of directors of our Chamber of Commerce, it gives me access to things and knowledge, and I get to find people who need help, and I can help out with them, and that makes me feel good. But that's just me. What else do you think we need to touch on here or there?
Is there any? So you covered, your two big travels, the event last weekend, the Salem event. Was there any? Because it's been a while. Was there anything before all of that we needed?
Our tournament.
Touch on?
I don't know if we talked about that. The tournament had people from. We had 3 countries: U.S., Canada, and the Philippines. That was cool. Okay. And next year's event, we're turning it into MartialCon, so we're bumping up the level. So,
great.
I think Comic-Con, but for martial arts, or actually Comic-Con with martial arts, because I've got tentatively, I'll have Will there from the Armored Combat League. So that's cool. And he does more than just the Armored Combat League. So he does that medieval chainmail fighting for full contact. And he's been on some of my episodes. We've got that. We've got there's a HEMA group that might be there. I've got a lightsaber group that's might be there. It's like 80% sure it's happening. I talked to a notable Filipino martial artist that's been on this show with us. It's neither one of us who's committed to doing it. I just don't want to. Before I announce this, I need to make sure that everyone's on point with that. I also leveled up and I'm signing a contract with Contract. So Contract. So it tracks your convention. It does all this stuff.
All right.
It's actually a really good deal. And the sooner I sign up, the benefit of being on their mailing list kicks in now. There's so much stuff it's gonna work with. So I'm gonna get on that early, and but you'll have an app at the convention that'll take you. It'll give you a quest where you'll sit there. Hey, potentially get an entry in this by completing the task. So it might go to PG Tye Botting and ask him when Modern started. Okay, then you put the answer in. Then talk to somebody else and what's their favorite technique, and then talk to this and what's this. And for the vendors, what I do is I'll send them to the vendors that ask questions, and that sends people to their tables.
Nice.
So we'll have the tournament, which will be a karate and stick fighting tournament together. We will have vendor tables and guests. I'm trying to get Ryan there. So for those, Ryan is my most successful homegrown black belt. He's one of our Punong gurus. He's a 5th degree. Started with me when he was 3.5, and now he's doing movies, and he's been recognized. You will recognize him from Cobra Kai, as well as the mayor of whatever Jeremy Hawkeye, the movie, the TV show where he's the mayor. I can't think of what it is. Let's see. What's Jeremy Renner's show as a mayor?
I don't remember.
Mayor of Kingstown.
Okay.
I just Google searched.
Okay.
So he was actually on the cover of one of the Ryan was on the cover of one of the things with a submachine gun. It was really cool. One of the posters. But okay. So let me do this. So it's I'll do this. I'll do this. But I'm trying to get him to trying to see if I can get him to show up for that. That would be really cool. Get him a booth, and I mean, it's crazy on what people will sign up. I mean, like if you do Walking Dead, the first zombie was a half torso.
Mm-hmm.
The girl who played that, she goes to a con and people are lined up forever just to get her autograph. I'm like, you were just some random thing. And I'm like, really? Okay. All right. Whatever it takes. So, but if I can get him there, that'd be really cool. Cause it'd be a local guy. He's been in so many movies. He's been in a bunch of Marvel projects and other things. I'm like, how do you not, but what do I know? I think we covered pretty much everything. I mean,
well, we do have to talk about, I guess, but you did mention a couple of things for next year, but our format's changed. Yeah. We're going to get more interviews.
Okay. So I think we've done this. Okay. So for wrapping up what we've missed, I think that was it.
Yep.
Any high points of the season you want to throw out there before we talk about season 6?
I can't think right now. Lots of things happened this year.
I enjoyed all of the stuff we've done. The conversations, I think we've had some amazing conversations. Got to connect with a lot of people that filled in the gaps for certain things, similar but different experiences in modern Ernest.
Mm-hmm.
Or even martial arts as a whole. I mean, I think just the human experience alone, I think, was phenomenal. I mean, that to me, I think just connecting and sharing, I think, is a really cool thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. Well, instead of trying to figure this out and hammer an answer, why don't we do this? What are our plans for the new year? So, as PG Tye already said, we want to get new people on. We want to get more interviews going.
Yeah, we were very interview heavy at the beginning, and then we've bounced around all over the place. But I think it'd be good to return to a little bit of that. Yeah.
And here's the thing: I'm going to be reaching out to some of our old guests because since we started at the beginning, I didn't have the social media reach that I have today.
Sure.
So episodes that used to get a couple hundred views, if we were lucky, on some of the platforms, are now getting thousands of views.
So that's a good reason to get most of them back to do right by them, and that'll be
do right by them, because that's what we want to do. It's it's like, hey, now that we've got this, they helped out at the beginning if they want to come back. But I will say, if you're a modern East person, get your shit right, because I'll ask questions. I've been accused of being a bully. And here's the thing. When I ask a question about modern East, hey, when do you get your black belt? Have you produced any black belt students for Remy? Have you done this? Have you done that? Need to have your shit. You need to understand that. Now, I don't need the exact things for some of the stuff, but I know when I got my first black belt. I know when I got my last black belt. And off the top of my head, I can probably name most of, if not all, the black belts that I produced for Remy while he was alive. But, so I'm not trying to bust. Well, I haven't busted someone's chop, but that's not why I'm saying it. Just that if you're going to be on, make sure you got your information right. Because, I'm going to ask you questions, especially when some of these people have been on other shows and they had notes and all this other stuff. Come on our show and, like, you're on a modern show and you don't have the answer. Come on. You're on the other show and they don't even know what to ask. I know what to ask. So, but definitely want to reach out to some of our old guests, see if they want to come back. I definitely want to get some new guests on. And we talked about, Grandmaster Harry Green is one of them. He was just on the show. It's like, all right, let's make this, I'll probably, I'll get Jason. We'll get Jason and I to come on the show. Has he been on the show officially?
I don't think so, unless it was without me. I know I missed a couple interviews.
We'll get him. That's a no-brainer. We're all good friends. I will reach out to Doug Marqueta because he's only an hour from here. Now, of course, his schedule's rough. He just got back. He just did a comic. Good for him too, because he's done a comic now. He just did Comic-Con in Athens. Good. I mean, good for him.
Nice. Okay.
So,
more exposure, more gooder
for everybody. So, so we'll definitely want to do more things. And if people have events promoting Filipino martial arts, like significant events and stuff of that nature, let us know. We'd love to help promote it. Mm-hmm. And if you're looking for a pair of instructors to be at it, we might know a couple.
That's right.
I know this guy named Botting.
That's right. Have sticks, we'll travel. And I'm retired now, so I can go wherever anybody wants me to go.
Listen, if you are in the Gettysburg area within 30 to 60 minutes away from there, PG Ty is down there now or up there now, depending on where you're looking at, and then we have some things that we're planning on doing together. I'll be down in Philly in March and all this other stuff. Continue to look at the WMA event. As I always remind our members, get me that information to put it up there. Because a lot of times people are giving me, we do so many seminars. Unfortunately, and this is me, I'm calling out our members. Mm-hmm. They have a tendency of telling me about these events after they've happened. And I was like, you're killing me. I don't want to report. I want to advertise it to send more people to you. Because when we do that, there is no question that our network, it pays off.
It does pay off. Well, and I was going to throw out another thing. So we have the big annual WMA camp in May, right?
So May 1, 2, 3 is the 25th memorial of Remy Pracis, the last memorial camp we'll be doing.
And I would say, if you're at all interested in Modern Nice or Pracis Arnice or WMA, and even if you haven't done it before, that would be a great one to go out. You're going to get a ton of information over those days and meet a lot of really great people, equally as importantly. So you're welcome. I think I'm going to extend a welcome to everybody who is remotely interested. Definitely come to that one if you can.
Well, why don't you tell us about our special guest?
Special guest. Is it again? Okay, good.
No.
Wait, what?
From Europe.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You're killing me.
I have not. That's right. Well, tea. There's so many teas. Great tea.
I wasn't saying Tabuada.
Like Thai.
Bobby is not coming to this camp. He already came,
Right. No, yeah. So Torbing, gosh darn it. Grandmaster Torbing from Combatant. I met him training in Germany at a DAV camp and hit it off amazingly. But he's good friends with Tim, so Torbing's coming over for the camp, which a lot of us have been wanting to see. He's the best guy ever. Really, really good at what he does and really good at teaching. He's got Arnice books for children out there.
Which I'm going to try to get him to bring so people can not only buy them,
there you go.
They can get, or if you have them, for those who bought them, come to the camp and have them sign them in person.
But he's a lot like us. He likes to deconstruct and put the stuff back together, really analyze it and stuff. So we hit it off tons, just sharing information and bouncing off each other as far as, hey, what different things can be done from where. It is a blast. So he's a great guy, and I'm very excited to have him there. It's funny because I put that in my mind. I'm like, okay, he's going to be there, and then I just forgot about it. So
Torbe is very cool. I've known him for decades.
Torbe Hartelius, right?
Yeah. So I met him, I want to say 2001, 2002, no, maybe 2002, 2003.
And for anybody who's American spellerizer, it looks like Thorbjorn.
Yeah.
But
he
goes say Torbing, it's gonna be fine, or Torbjorn, it's gonna be fine. He'll answer to Toby.
Yeah. He's good peeps. He's
great peeps. Yeah.
So that's our special guest, along with Mike and May Williams.
Absolutely. Yep.
Which has a modern and Silat and Dakiti background. Actually, well, they have a bunch of different Filipino backgrounds, but
yeah, she's got
really strong and modern, and they're really strong in Silat.
Yep. No, I think that's a lot of ground that's covered from great martial arts knowledge and skill. So that's gonna be a good one.
First weekend of May, a bunch of first generation students of Remy will be presenting.
Yep.
As always, we put on one hell of an event. Oh, and Brock should be there. That's good.
Excellent.
And well, here we go. Tim Dobson. Yes, that's PA in Gettysburg.
Where I'm at. Yes.
Yes. So Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I don't know if there's another Gettysburg. I mean, there's
probably.
I think there's 7 or 8 buffaloes in the United States, but there's only one with wings like ours.
I think I drive through 2 in Pennsylvania alone just to get to Buffalo, New York.
So, yeah. Oh my God, I don't know why people do shit. Okay. Yeah. So, we have a good. It's a good event. It's a good food town. Cone King will be open. You go to Schwabel's for roast beef.
I still haven't been.
We'll have to make it come, and we'll make sure you go there.
All right.
And then bunch of things, but it'll be a good time, and we'll have a blast as always. And I mean, it's really a fun event, and you get to meet a lot of people, and you get to join. You could be part of the family if you want. Our guys and girls are always there to help each other out and stuff, and it's Schwabel's. Yes, Tim knows it. Yep, that's because he went there with Dr. G.
Okay.
So that's all I wanted to eat. So good event. And then we have a Blintz Walk events tentatively scheduled. I've been approached by Mall Mornings people that I might possibly have the opportunity to host them this summer. So it may change our schedule just a wee bit to make things happen. Roasted beef. Yep. Oh, well. More for us. So, but we'll, I said there's a whole bunch of things potentially in the works. We'll see how things turn out. What I really want to do is thank everybody who's tuned in for these 5 years of doing this. Who would have thought? Half of a decade we've been doing this, Ty.
Crazy.
I think you came in partway through season 1, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah. So, and I missed you during the move, so right. PG Ty had some issues this year because he finally got to the point where he could retire, and there was a lot of work with that. Still not over. Hey, by the way, I know someone who's selling a house down in Springfield, in Virginia, if anyone's looking for one.
That's right. Yeah, we got to get that out there. Yep.
But it'd be funny. Someone hears this on the show and then all of a sudden buys the house. Like, hey, that would be honest. That'd be honest.
Never know.
But the thing here is that it took him out for a few of the for a couple months. It was just real tight and stuff like that, and we knew that was going to happen, and it did, and we dealt with it, and just like we had to deal with my schedule being crazy, and I'm just like, sorry, we can't do any shows, and there's a bunch of things, and you know what? I think in many ways it was probably best because there were some things that were going on. I'm gonna put this up here. I'll let you read this one. Things that were going on that really was very toxic for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Not in conjunction with each other.
No, right.
There's toxicity in things in our lives. Some things we were both exposed to the same toxicity. And it's probably best that we didn't talk as much because we may have used this venue to go off and riff and become and increase the problem versus being part of the solution.
Right. Sometimes if you double vent, it can be a echo chamber, and that doesn't help anybody. But
no. And we've actually adopted a new strategy for the new year about when we're talking on topics, which we are not going to back away from anything that we talk about, but it's just the approach that we do it. So why don't we share here from this one here, Ty?
Sure, yeah. Let me read that. Let's see. So it says, wanted to let you know that he appreciates you. This past year, you and your content have been very influential to him as a martial artist. And I would like to say thank you. Been able to take part of the seminar this Saturday is the highlight of his year. Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Tim, PG Ty, and PG Craig. Hopefully PG Craig is still on. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Tijuana. Yeah. Nice.
Yep. He was on the
video.
Yep. He was on our podcast or
with Larry. I got to see Larry.
And we got to see Larry. Yep. And I'm looking forward to seeing more people and we're doing events and stuff. A lot of good things coming. Like I said, we'll right now I'm taking this next month and a half to recharge the batteries and work on some projects that are long overdue. Filming more content this Friday, supposedly. Just got to make sure. Unfortunately, I'll be down a person for help, so I'll have to make some things happen. Looks like we're also in the process of putting out a new product for our online services. And I'm probably going back to the Philippines this year again.
Who would have thought?
Well, you know, there's something I'm working on right now that I'm trying to get an event to go there that should be there and is somewhere else at the moment. And I'm doing a lot of things behind the scenes, and you know, I'm just trying to do right by everybody. You know, here's what I want to say, you know, when it comes to doing stuff, because sometimes y'all want to do things you ask, and it's like, when I see a problem, you're either part of the problem or the solution. You know, ignoring it's not going to make it go away. And if you're complaining about something, the question is, what can you do to make the situation better?
Mm-hmm.
So recently, people have been annoying me. It's political stuff, and it's almost as if they're going out of the way to say stuff to piss me off. So I took some of my own advice. I backed off and I blocked people, specific people. Now, things do come across my desk, and I will respond to things that I think that need to be responded to. But that being said, I don't want to see that stuff on a regular basis. And here's the thing, and I tell people, like, you know, if you got it right, I wouldn't have to correct you. And a lot of times people get things wrong. You know, I remember one person trying to say that modern East tests were not done outside of camp. I go, that might be your experience, but that's not every experience. And I try to explain to people that, and it's like, you know, I mean, and Ty and I have heard this saying a whole bunch of times. Well, I never saw Remy do that. And if I was the person I was today, my question would have been, so are you saying that's cool? Can you show me more? Because I didn't have the opportunity to learn that from Remy. Yeah. Or are you calling me a liar? And I know a bunch of people that probably were saying the latter. And I would have grabbed them. We would have walked to Remy and we would have had the we would do confirmation. Okay, here we go, Ben. Do you own a place in the Philippines? No, I don't. Although I've probably been up there enough times to do that. Actually, foreigners can't own it. I would have to have someone over there own it for me.
Right.
And then follow the Datu. Hey, bro,
Hey, Chris.
I'm going to the tournament this weekend. Are you going? I'm assuming you're going to be there. And then I wanted to touch base with you on some stuff for next year's tournament. If you wanted to be a vendor, we'll have to talk about how I'm leveling things up. But Chris, if you're still on, I want to talk to you about some business. And then everybody, just a foreknote, just remember, I'm doing a video on a BBC. Just take that for what it is. Datu has a big BBC. So, that'll be one of my videos. So look for it. It ought to be funny. Fun. So, all right. Well, listen, that's all I got. How about you, bro?
That's all I got, I think. Yep.
And then once PG Tye gets locked in to do his spring fall thing and stuff.
Right.
We'll
hear about that as well.
Well, that's great, Chris. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. But we've got a bunch of things. We're talking about some things. We might be doing some doubleheader things down in Texas. Hoo-ah.
Yeah, that would be a good thing we can get that going.
Just to put those things out there, and you never know where other things are happening. And as our man John Harris threw out there, I would love to go to Australia. I was actually supposed to go, and this fall with a group, and I've decided to take that off my list for multiple reasons. It's nothing to do with the location. Partially, some of the organizational team. There's some challenges with some things, but if there's an interest there, John, let me know. Reach out to me directly, and we can do stuff from there. So, all right. Well, let's wrap this thing up. So, listen, everybody, thanks for tuning in and putting up with us for tonight or the 5 seasons or whatever, whatever.
Yep.
Okay, what was it? Only 2 big things.
Only 2 things in Texas.
That's why we like you, Chris. It's nice to find someone else who from the Gen X crew that can have a similar opinion and not get all woke and cry foul on something. Why can't a comment just be a comment? So listen, as always, this is a pleasure hanging with my bro over here. So with no further ado, I want to thank everyone for the 5 phenomenal seasons.
Absolutely.
So this is Datu Tim, the tribal chief, and
PG Tye.
And we'll have to, and then hugs from Chris Davison.
There you go.
And, we got one more, and
very great.
Very good show. And Henry, you're going to be our first guest. Harry. So as always, everyone, please stay safe, stay sane, and happy holidays. And
absolutely. Yep. Enjoy.